All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Yes, the second live show today. Yeah, the second of three. I've got a good friend of mine. I'm not going to do the introductions just yet. I'm going to talk very quickly about Daniel Ek, and then we're going to be going off a little bit off course, talking about some other bits and pieces, and it might just interest you. So we'll see you on the other side of this music intro when we talk about Daniel Ek and some other bits and pieces that might just interest you. So yes, welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. It's a special short show that we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking about very quickly about Daniel Ek. Reason being is because he's making a bid to buy Arsenal, and there's going to be some other bits and pieces that we're going to be talking about. But before we get into the intros and other bits and pieces, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification button so you can receive almost all the latest news right here, right now on Cannon Fodder TV. Right now to the intros. I've got an old secondary school friend of mine. I've known him for almost 40 years. I mean, the time flown so very quickly. Gabriel, who's on the other side of the world, Australia. Gabriel, how are you, man?
I'm very good, thank you, Alex. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I know we did we just finished doing like a Zoom call. I'm not going to tell you guys what it's all about. You just have to kind of read between the lines. But Gabriel, I'm very fine over here. The weather is it's rainy. It's a little bit cold. How is it in Oz, Melbourne?
Oz today was about 18. It was sunny early on in the day, and then just started getting cloudy, but no rain.
Not yet anyway. Not yet, Gabs.
Yeah, no, yeah. No.
Right. So what I'm going to do very, very quick, I'm going to just kind of give a little intro in regards to this chap here, Daniel Ek. Now, the reason I want to talk about him is because we know literally he's made a $1.8 billion bid to buy Arsenal from the Stan Kroenke and the Kroenke family. I'll give you a quick backstory of Daniel Ek. Daniel Ek's first foray into the business world began at the age of 13 when he started a business making websites for clients from his home. He charged $100, but then he increased the price to $200. Eventually, he started charging $5,000 per website. It helped him to expand his business. Ek recruited students from his class to work on the websites from his school computer lab by bribing them with video games. His earnings eventually reached $50,000 per month. By the age of 18, was managing a team of 25. Ex-parents started to notice that his earnings once reached so much that he was buying large TV screens to put in his house, in his bedroom. Anyway, going on, Ek later served in a senior role at Nordic auction company, Tradera, which was acquired by eBay in 2006. Ek also served as the CTO of the browser-based game and fashion company Strudel. Ek later started another company called Avintingo, online advertising company, and was sold to another conglomerate. And the rest, as they say, history. So we've arrived at a stage where we've got a potential new owner coming to buy Arsenal, and I'm hoping it does happen sooner rather than later. I get the feeling that we do need a new owner coming to Arsenal. There's lots of backstories and other bits and pieces that I could go into on this one, but I'm not going to. But we're going to try and keep it on task. Gabriel, I've put my friend Gabriel to talk about other bits and pieces. So what I'm going to do, I'm just kind of split the screen up, and there we go, Gabs. Over to you, Gabriel. There you go.
Over to me. Hi, everyone. Just a bit about myself. Listen, I've grown up in London most of my years. London. I'm in Highbury. That's where I grew up. And just literally in Highbury. So I met my now wife in London as well. And then after a while, I think when I got to about, I think it was around about 30, 31, I decided to actually come over to Australia, to give it a good go life. And here I am. I'm still here, but I do go back to London every now and again, because my brothers, the rest of my family are still there. So that's where it is. One of the things is that I also, just to say, I also have my wife, and I have two boys who one's 18 and the other one's 14, and they big boys now. They're even taller than me. I'm 6'3". One of them's 6'5", and the 14-year-old is already 6'1". So they're going to be really tall guys. There you go. But loving it in Australia, loving here in Australia. But I still, but London's still, especially Highbury, is still very close to my heart.
Yeah.
Especially Arsenal.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's the connection at Arsenal. They live in quite close to their old Highbury Stadium. What I want to say to you guys, try and keep the questions on task. I know some of you would want to know more information about Arsenal. I did a morning show. I'll be back later on in the evening to do another evening show, even though it's going to be based around the 50th celebration. But all your questions, keep the questions on point in regards to what Gabe was about to talk and share with all of us. So try and keep the questions on the point, not so much about Arsenal. I can do those questions at a later stage. So again, Gabe, it's over to you, man. Over to you.
Yeah, that's all right. Honestly. Okay, so this is I'm just going to come up with this disclaimer here. This information in these slides is not nothing to do with investment or financial advice, and it is just for information or educational purposes only. And most of this information is actually factual. Now, with myself, I came across this particular opportunity because I'm seeing what I'm seeing, especially around the world, and I do tend to travel around, obviously from Australia, traveling around the world to go to Europe, still seeing people, even to the US, and I'm seeing a lot of situations in regards to what's happening financially, especially with a lot of people that I tend to come across with. So in terms of the job situation, in any job, I'm realizing, especially in the last year, I knew a recession was coming, but I did not know it was going to be a COVID was coming like this, and it just obviously hit the world as it did. But obviously, I've seen a lot of people being laid off. My goodness me. And I just said, you see how everyone's, I can't see people just putting all their eggs in one basket in terms of just a job. And for them to sort of break them out of that financial, or break them into that financial freedom. It just wasn't going to happen with a job. So obviously, over the years, I've been studying finance, educating myself about it, and then I just came across this opportunity, which was just blew things out of the water, and I just went, yeah, this is how my mindset was about, and this has just hit the nail on the head. So here we go. So let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so this is basically it. Time. The most precious thing we have in our lives that we know is time. No question about it. You can talk about money, you can talk about, but the most precious thing, I believe, is time. Your life and time is the most important thing. Now, when I think about that, how we all spend our time, obviously, most of our time earning, trying to make a living, etc., and everything like that. We've only got 24 hours in a day, and then you can split that out between sleeping, doing whatever you need to do, and everything like that. And it just shows you how much time you've got in terms of your freedom. Now, you can, in this particular opportunity, right? This one here is that you can earn more of your money a week than the banks give you in a year. But think about that. You can earn more in your money than what the banks give you in a year. And I know here, if you can turn around and say to yourself, okay, I'll put mine in a term deposit, or something like that, so be it. But even with a term deposit, and when you consider inflation, you'll be in the negative. So that's how I looked at it, and I said, well, you're not going to kill. I mean, I know, because I've done it. I put my money, left my money, especially my British pound. I'm here in Australia, but I've still got British pounds sitting in the bank, but it's not doing it. I still had that, and I started to say to myself, no, this is just stupid. What am I doing? I've got to do something with it. So anyway, let's move on. So just remember the other thing as well: earning while you sleep. Think about that too. Now, we talk about the forex exchange. Actually, Alex, can you just go to slide? I wanted this people so they can see that. Let's go to that slide. I think slide 8, is it? The one with the figures. Go down. Go further. Yeah, that one. Is that showing? Yeah, this one here. Now this will just show you. Just want to give you some figures. This will show you how the banks give you in a year, right? And then I'll compare it with the S&P 500, right? And I've also broken that down so that you can actually see from 2017 through to 2020 what the percentages were. Obviously, it's greater than the bank, because if you're investing in the stock market, these are the percentages. And then I compare that, and I looked at this particular platform, this platform, and the figures that it's giving. And you can see here in Jan, it gave 21.78%. In February, I'm talking this year, by the way, February 20.03%, in March 23.99%, and in April 23.84%. I'm only talking about this year, but even last year, again, the percentages were similar. If not, if I remember, in March and April, we were actually up to about 35 to 40%. So think about that, right? So there you go. Sorry, Ed. So that's me just moved. Sorry, Alex, just go back to slide 3. Yeah. So now, Forex exchange. The Forex exchange itself, if anyone doesn't know about the Forex exchange, it stands for obviously the foreign exchange market. It trades approximately 5.5 trillion US dollars a day. Now think about that. It's a massive amount of money. Now the banks trade on this Forex exchange daily, 5 days a week, 24 hours. Just think about it. That's what they do. And this is what they take your money, whichever money you put in the bank, all right? Excuse me. Just get rid of this phone call. This timing is terrible. Okay, so so the Forex exchange at 5.5 USD. Think about that. So that's a massive amount that's traded daily. So the banks, obviously, banks and all the financial institutions, they give a they actually invest in. So excuse me, I was going to get rid of this call. Forex exchange trades approximately, as we said, 5.9 trillion a day. So what's going to happen is that the banks will, as I said, take your money and leverage it. Say, for instance, you put $1,000, they would leverage it and say, do an IOU and say, okay, we'll make it $10,000, and then they'll invest it into the, whatever investment instruments they decide to do, and then make serious amount of money on the money that, imagine your 1,000 becomes 10,000, then it becomes 100,000. That's how they make their money. And they're doing that. And at the end of the day, guess what you're getting in returns? You're only returning, as I said, probably 0.1% or 0.05%, depends what it is, a year. So think about that. So I did the sums and I said to myself, why are you keeping your money in your bank? Why even do it? Okay, so let's see what's the better uses of your money that you can do. So when I started looking at this thing, I said to myself, okay, even myself, I said, let me see if I can do some foreign exchange trading myself. this is when I started to look at this. And then let's have a look at let's go to the next slide. So I started doing a lot of this sort of stuff. So here's the Euro AUD and the Euro 8. So that's the Euro against the AUD. There's also the just the next one, right? Sorry, next one, Alex. Euro GBP, yep. And you've got the Euro sort of GBP AUD, right? So what does this mean? This is just a bar chart. Sorry, a candle chart. You've also got bar charts, but I tend to look at the candlesticks, right? Because the candlesticks, the red, I color code it, and I go, okay, here's the red, telling me that that's going down. It's quite easy. And then the green bars telling me that it's going up. Okay, and if you can see, I think I've got this on a 15-minute thing. So each candle, right, is 15 minutes in interval, right? Now this is how these guys do. You've got 15 minutes. You've got you've got 5 minutes. You've got 15 minutes. You've got half an hour, 30 minutes, and then you've got an hour. You've got 4 hours, and it goes to, and then for 4 hours you then got a day, right? It's daily chart. So think about that. That's how they do it. So whatever interval these traders do, these traders choose interval and make whatever millions of dollars of it. So imagine me, as I said, yes, I've got experience in this, but the problem with me, with myself actually, is I just don't have the time to continue doing this stuff on hour and hour basis. What you think about this chart, what happens is that you could be walking out, literally something happens in the background, you walk away, and something happens, it could be a kids or someone in the family, you say, oh, talk to, or someone knocks on the door, boom, guess what? As soon as that happens, the market could just go completely one way, and your position can be going south in one way, right? So whatever position you decide, you want to take a short, you want to take a long, whether you want to go up and down respectively, what I mean, you could go in the completely opposite direction you wanted, because something all of a sudden is something, and you weren't there to actually close out the deal. So that's what happened. Now that's why I'm saying sometimes you have to spend so many hours watching the charts to know what's going on. And so what I looked at is, when I decided to have a look at this particular platform, I went, oh my goodness, I don't even have to do this again. I cannot do this anymore. I've got someone who can do it, and even better than I can, because these guys are professional traders, right? And they can do the trading for you, and not only that, consistently give you profits on a daily basis. And I just felt that's a no-brainer for me, because when I worked it out, yes, when I followed it diligently and I did it for hours on end, I was making some money, but not consistently. But I was making, and at the end of the day, I did make my returns, but not like these guys. So I said to myself, hey, where's the winner? So move on to the next one there, Alex, please. Yeah. As I said here, you can spend extensive hours or weekday trading. You have to automate for signals. But what I'm saying is that if you are going to spend extensive hours of weekday trading, on top of that, you have to automate for the signals and to minimize losses. And you have to trade without emotion, because emotion gets in the way. You have to love Forex trading with a passion. And most traders who are successful in trading have many years of experience. And that's the question. So it means if you're going to try it yourself, you are putting it on a big risk. So this is how I looked at it. So let's look at the next slide, Alex, please. Yeah, I think we looked at that one. All right. So you have a choice. You can earn like a professional trader, get paid daily from home. You don't have to do any Forex trading yourself, right? And guess what? This system, excuse me, this system runs on autopilot 5 days a week. Imagine that, autopilot. And if you want to understand, and literally, if you want to understand how this whole thing works, as I said, how it all works, you can, please, make the contact. Contact Alex.
Yep.
Alex will let you know how this can be done.
Right, guys. So there's a couple of questions I've just seen here for you. So what I'll do, let me
Yep.
like that. Right now, AFC Stevie says, "Explain it, please." Well, Gables, if you want more information, send us an email. Send us an email.
Explain it. How is it that you? How is it? Sure, the question would be, how is it that you can, you can get these kind of returns? How does it all work? Yeah.
Yeah.
This, if you really want to know, I think this won't be the forum to actually explain all that, and I don't want to bamboozle, others who, just literally just don't want to be bamboozled with this. What you want to do is, anybody's of interest who wants to interested to know how this whole works, just contact Alex, and we can take it from there one-on-one. Because because I'll tell you this, it's unusual. People don't get it straight away, and trying to explain it in this form,
get lost. Get lost.
Yeah.
Right. There's a few more comments. Lost. Again, he says, "I don't understand." Well, so send us an email. The email is here. Oops, where is it? There's the email. Yeah, arsenalrepublic1@gmail.com. So send me an email and we can talk. If you've got any questions, we'll try and answer the questions as in the best way possible. And if I don't know the answer, of course, I'll ask Abel to help me on the question there. There's a few more, Gabriel.
Yep.
What's the other one? Well, one of us says, put a stop loss so it sells automatically. Is that what you do, Gabs? So put a stop loss so it sells automatically.
Yes, you can do it. You can, whether you want to put a stop loss, whether you want to sell it or you want to do a sell, that is, or you want to do a buy. So it all depends on whether you want to do a sell on a buy. Yes, you put a stop loss. So, i.e., if it goes in the opposite direction to what you actually want to trade with, you put that trade on that position, then yes, you put a stop loss because you want to minimize your losses with anything. But even with a stop loss in place, there are times when, it will literally can seesaw your way out, as they say. And then you literally lost it. So you put your stop loss in, you've put your position at a particular thing, and it just goes, literally, you put your stop loss, it just goes past your stop loss, and then it goes back up, and then actually goes way up again, way up into the position that you actually wanted to have in order for you to take a profit. Those are the kind of things that happens. So yes, you can put that stop loss in to minimize your loss, but sometimes it doesn't always work.
Next question, English Conversation Club. How much is needed to invest? Well,
again, yes, it's a good question, but as I said, if once you're interested, you contact Alex, all that information will be there.
Yeah, and there's another one as well. How much can you make? Again, these questions, send us an email, and we'll deal with those questions there. And another one from one Olas. Sorry, guys, did you want to say something?
No, Alex, I'll turn around to that question. How much can you make? When they're saying how much can you make, I'll turn around and say this. Yeah. Put it this way, it's up to you. I can say it's up to you. Pretty much that.
Yeah. And one other says, the market moves so fast, the stop loss gets skipped.
You're absolutely right. I love that one because it's happened to me. It's happened to me several times over. Yes, I absolutely get it. Yeah. So that's true.
But yes. It's not where you have to literally be vigilant on the screen, isn't it?
Yeah. But even with being vigilant on the screen, a human cannot be as fast as a computer in order to activate that stop loss. So that's just not going to happen. But sometimes the market moves so fast that you go, hold on a minute, what happened to my stop loss? It should have kicked in. And then boom, it's gone right down. And go, oh gosh, you missed it. Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It's all right.
Right. Well, Gabs, there are no more questions. Again, I think if anyone Hey, Gabs. How long have you been trading for? Solid Liquid says.
Since 2011. But I don't. Yep. And I've done it enough times. That's why I said. Then I got to the point where I said, now let me see if there's anybody who's really, really good at it, even better than I am, a lot better than I am, who have done it for many years. Because the professional traders out there have done it for at least, real good ones have been doing it for about 15 to 25 years. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So they know that stuff. They know all those charts, Bollinger, Scholistics, all those, and then how to work them. Big time. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So there's no more other questions. Again, if because Gabe has been talking about an opportunity here. He hasn't given you any kind of that. Well, but it's this. No, if you're thinking about getting to an opportunity, send us an email and we can give you some more nuggets, Gabs. I know what more can I say, Gabs?
The nuggets are there. The nuggets keep coming. Yeah, feed it.
Yeah. But again, we can't give you the. If you are very curious, we're trying to build up your curiosity. Send us an email again. If I can put it up here very quickly.
That's it. And believe you me, we'll answer all your questions. There's no question. You know what I mean? Obligations. We'll answer your questions. No question, no matter.
So again, for the final time, here's the email. If you're thinking, oh, right, maybe I want to get into that, I want to know more information about that, send us an email, askforrepublic1@gmail.com, and we will answer your questions. And we might share some other bits and pieces of the golden nuggets. There's a little clue there for you. Golden nuggets right there.
I said golden. I love it. Golden nuggets. I like it. Golden.
Gabs, there's just one more for you here, actually. Just see if I can put it up for you before we finish this one. Do you also hold investments as well as tradings?
Good question. Do I also hold investments as well as trading? Yes, I do. Of course.
There you go.
I haven't said that. Hey, just on that question, now I don't do the trading. I do the investment. I've now become an investor. There's your change.
So, honestly, if you want to know more about what we're talking about, send us an email. Send us an email. We can't give you no more information than that. Gable can't give you more information. Even if he wanted to, he wouldn't, because as you said, it's not quite the right platform to be talking about, and we don't want to confuse you. So if you really want to know more information about what Gabe was talking about, again, send an email, askforrepublic1@gmail.com. Gabs, yeah, I think we're done. I think we're finished. Again, I don't want to confuse the people.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. Yep.
All right.
Don't worry. Yep. All good. All good.
That's the email. Send us an email. askforrepublic1@gmail.com. Again, we can't get into the bigger detail of it because there's certain restrictions as to what we can and cannot say on the platform. Send us an email. Send us an email. Gable, I want to say thank you so very much for joining us on this half an hour. Going for half an hour. The half an hour went very, very quick. No doubt we'll see Gable back sometime in the short future again, just kind of giving us a little bit more golden nuggets about the opportunity. The opportunity. Probably thinking, what am I talking about? If you want to know more, send us an email, please, at askforrepublic1@gmail.com. Gable, thank you so very much. I know it's probably was it 11:15?
So 11:15? Yeah. It's all good.
All right. Okay.
As I say, time is precious.
Exactly. Thank you to all of those who kind of tuned in. You can watch it now. You're watching live now, or at a later stage. There's another comment here, but I will leave that. I'll leave that one. Again, send us an email if you want to know more about the opportunity. It's open to everyone. There's no limitations. The only limitation is your mindset. Your mindset. That's
Absolutely.
Gable, thank you very much for joining us in this one. I'll be back in about 5 hours' time to give you some more news related to Arsenal, that is. And we'll also be doing the 50th anniversary of Arsenal's double winning side, 1971. But from here, from Australia, I'm not in Australia, Gable's in Australia. Thank you for joining us on this one. I shall see you very, very soon. See you later, and don't forget
to meet you guys. Yeah, cheers, guys.